All right, so our next stop today is going to be the folks over at Qsys, QSC. We just attended their Activate event where they had made some announcements about their new video collaboration bar, which is a Microsoft-based bar. It's a little bit different than most of the other companies go with. Let's find out the story about that, the story about NVM, and everything else that they're doing. I'm here with Patrick Hein, who's the VP of Marketing with
Good to see you again.
I had a chance to go through the Qsys theme park ride, and I really shouldn't say that. It's really just an amazing experience.
No, that is a love letter to us. I appreciate it.
The lights and the sounds and the smoke and all the rest of it, but honestly, it was a lot more focused on the technology this year, which I think was really nice. Cool. Tell me about, very briefly, like the wisdom of the world while standing on one leg, about what happened at the Activate. This just happened a couple of weeks ago.
So yeah, if you missed Activate, you missed us introducing our collaboration bar solution, which is a fast follow from our Room Suite modular solution, which very much kind of completes this spectrum of collaboration solutions from small rooms to the most high impact spaces and communal spaces. So we launched that. Along with that came a scheduling panel that was built on the MDEP program. And we also, we talked about how Reflect is this very much a binding agent for not just the collaboration bar, but for your entire enterprise that are using either the bar solutions, the modular solutions, high impact spaces. All of that is feeding into the cloud and giving insight and action to anybody that needs it.
Okay, so if you're a Qsys user, if you're one of your customers, I don't need to explain any of this to them. Your customers are very loyal.
For sure.
So let's assume we're talking to the people that aren't Qsys customers.
Perfect.
Okay. Reflect is the control program that lets you set up and adjust all of these various modular pieces so that they work together as one, right?
Slide augment. Reflect is actually our complete cloud monitoring and management solution that happens to deliver the configuration setup for the bar and for modular. So for those that don't know Qsys, historically what you would have to do was build a system from scratch. Qsys is very much this open portfolio, this open canvas to, if you can dream it, you can build it. But that's not always necessary for these smaller scalable rooms. And so to answer your question, there is no programming on the bar or the modular system. You use Reflect in the cloud to do all the configuration, push mass presets, and then collect all of the data alongside everything else in the Qsys ecosystem.
Now I've seen some people comment about the bar. It's let's use the best word is unique. It's a unique choice to take that type of bar form factor nowadays, which is very common, but do it in a Windows bar as opposed to in an Android bar. And first of all, what's your response to that, and what do you think the reasons for that were?
I mean, I think that the market is, has a lot of bars that are non-Windows based. They're, part of the MDEP program, and those bars are great. There are a lot of good bars out there, and we took over 2 years to develop our Windows bar. And what I'll say to that, the people that are confused, I'm like, why would you enter that space? They need to better understand what the value of a platform is, because again, like, you can put a bar in any room, and most bars are great. But if you want that insight beyond that room to serve the rest of the organization, then our bar is well positioned. And then in terms of like why Windows, Windows is clearly well aligned with Microsoft Teams. Our bar is Microsoft Teams certified, and if you care about that, that earlier delivery of all of those features from Microsoft, then our bar makes a whole lot of sense.
Okay, fair answer. Let's talk a minute about NVM.
Yeah.
NVM is a new platform for you for, am I correct, in mass distribution? Like
correct.
In a cost-effective quantity manner when you're doing a lot of things. It wouldn't be in a conference room.
Right, and in fact, the very astute comment, like, we have been in video for several years now, but focused primarily on collaboration, making sure that all of the specs, the bit rate, the USB bridging, all of that is well aligned with collaboration. But the devices were never intended for mass distribution, for entertainment, hospitality, mass signage, video by the truck, right? Up until now. So NVM is our answer to that solution. If you need massive amounts of video for entertainment, hospitality, signage, you get to do within the platform. And that's really like one of the key differentiators for us, is that, again, it makes a lot of sense if you're deploying lots and lots of video to put it alongside your audio and control. These are not systems that need to be connected together. It works in the platform. It just makes more sense to build it inside of a platform rather than beside it.
And again, back to where we started, for people that might not be familiar with the products, everything we're talking about is all network connected devices. You're not
Correct.
running any wires anywhere, you're not doing any extensions anywhere.
Correct.
This is all Cat 6, everything plugs in just like anything else, PoE in most cases, and everything communicates over that, your own switch. It's the device is the switch.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact that all of this, again, is built off of standard networking protocols. So there's nothing proprietary about the way that we exist on your network. And so, again, another advantage of Qsys is that we're not reinventing the things that the IT industry has perfected. We are taking full advantage of those pieces.
Okay, so don't tell us anything NDA, don't tell us anything you're not supposed
Fair.
to tell us, but looking out into the future, I think it's safe to say that QSC, especially since the purchase a couple of years ago at this point now, with Acuity, we were talking about it a couple of years ago, the spaces between the spaces. Your power is in how do we program and collect data from the things that everybody else isn't doing? Everybody else is building rooms. Everybody else is building stages. You have better, worse, whatever. I'm not going to do that. But the idea of walk up to a platform and the lights turn on, or identify that a room is too cold and put in an automatic service ticket, or identify that a room has been booked but nobody showed up, so the lights don't need to be on. And think, what are you planning? What are you working on? What are the directions in general?
I mean, you said it. I mean, there's clear connections between what Acuity is providing at the building level and what Qsys can provide at the AV level. It's a perfect marriage. And again, without getting into the details, that idea of fusing that information and operationalizing the data is so rich that like anybody that understands the value of a platform can extend that to the rest of the building, the rest of the operational systems, and imagine what could happen if all of those things talk to each other.
I appreciate that. So unfair question, if you can't answer it, don't.
Yeah, no.
The last couple of years, for people who weren't at the show, you've had an online experience. Do you have an online experience for this show? And do you know what the website is?
Yes, go to Qsys.com/InfoComm 2026. You get to see the tour, the Disneyland ride that we constructed here. You can get to see the new collaboration bar in action with Modular. You get to see new features for Vision Suite. It's going to be a great experience.
Okay, and last question, what's available? What's shipping? When is the bar shipping? When is NVM shipping?
Yeah, great. The new bar is shipping late July. Room Suite Modular System is shipping now. And Vision Suite new features will be shipping soon.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate
David.
it. Everybody
Cheers.
loves that. We'll be back shortly. So that was a great tour and conversation from the folks at Qsys. I think that the idea of looking at that collaboration bar, which is one of their nicest new products, focusing on it as if it's just another collaboration bar would be a mistake. I think the key there is the idea that they have an entire suite of products that all have terrific communications with each other, and they're all aligned with Microsoft and Microsoft Teams. And I think it's a good story for them, especially as it fills in the gaps that they've had over the years with the more complicated and more expensive Vision Suite and other modular systems. So it's a great addition for them.